This is the Generation Report. I am Paul Zimmy Finn. Hope you're doing well. Between 1934 and 1961, British historian Arnold Toynbee published 12 volumes of his exhaustive research into the rise and fall of civilizations. Just as the Fourth Turning would decades later, Toynbee's A Study of History ran against the grain of the scholarship of the time and found the lion's share of its acceptance among a non-academic audience. Nonetheless, Toynbee's erudition and his provocative predictions generated a following for his work on both sides of the Atlantic, and A Study of History continues to be recognized as a cornerstone work in the cyclical analysis of history genre. It's better to read and hear Toynbee's words directly than describe A Study of History's hypotheses second-handed. What you are about to hear is a series of quotations from volumes 3, 4, and 5 which summarize his hypotheses the best. A society is a product of the relations between individuals, and these relations of theirs arise from the coincidence of their individual fields of action. This coincidence combines the individual fields into a common ground, and this common ground is what we call a society. Growth means that the growing personality or civilization tends to become its own environment and its own challenger and its own field of action. In other words, the criterion of growth is progress towards self-determination. The great new social forces of democracy and industrialism have been evoked by a tiny creative minority. The growths of civilizations are the work of creative individuals or creative minorities. One of the most conspicuous marks of disintegration is a phenomenon in the last stage but one of the decline and fall, when a disintegrating civilization purchases a reprieve by submitting to a forced political unification in a universal state. The nature of these breakdowns in non-material terms is a loss of creative power in the souls of creative individuals or minorities, a loss which divests them of their magic power to influence the souls of the uncreative masses. When, in the history of any society, a creative minority degenerates into a dominant minority which attempts to retain by force a position that it has ceased to merit, this change in the character of the ruling element provokes, on the other side, the secession of a proletariat which no longer admires and imitates its rulers and revolts against its servitude. The ultimate criterion and the fundamental cause of the breakdowns which precede disintegrations is an outbreak of internal discords through which societies forfeit their faculty of self-determination. A schism in the souls of human beings will be found to underlie any schism that reveals itself on the surface of the society which is the common ground of these human actors' respective fields of activity. What do you make of Toynbee's hypotheses? How much of what you heard in the last part do you see as characterizing America right now? Do the Fourth Turning's forecasts of the possibility of a tragic outcome to this crisis seem more or less reasonable? And what do you think can be done before it's too late? If you enjoy this content, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone important to you. Thank you for listening, and may God bless America.